Welcome to my apartment, 5H. My DJ friends stopped through today, and today I just wanted to have like some DJ talk. My man DJ Norie's here.
My brother.
My long friend. Hold on. I just saw something.
What you saw?
Yo, God. you got Beijing?
What's Beijing?
Yo! I just noticed that, God. Yo, you got Beijing in your beard, God?
You wildin', bro.
Yo!
Calm down.
Yo, my man DJ Norie.
That's what we here for today?
No, just I didn't see that.
Yo,
I just noticed that, God.
Yo, get out of here, bro.
I didn't look at his face. Yeah.
Yo, I'm out of here.
Don't ever come to my apartment with that.
I'm out of here, bro. I'm out of here.
Just for men, don't do that. Don't do that, God.
Let's remember just for men.
Just for men, number 59 or whatever it is. And my man, Mr. C. Mr. C's in the building. So,
Brooklyn today.
we definitely is Brooklyn all day.
Right.
My apartment's in Brooklyn. It's in the 5th floor, 5H.
All right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No elevator.
You know, I don't know if y'all like my crib.
Love the setup.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for doing this. Very proud of you for doing this.
Well,
Definitely.
I mean, I just wanted, people to just come to my crib and just, chat and talk and things like that. Just,
what's up.
I guess, DJ talk. I think one of the biggest things that people want to hear from us as DJs is, like now it's like a big surgence of a whole bunch of people trying to be in the music business. And what would be one of you guys' advice for up and coming artists? They don't have to be rapper. I'm just talking about up and coming artists coming into the music business. Well, and I guess we're talking from an East Coast perspective.
I mean, for me, I just think that you got to be authentic. You got to be original, because there's just so many artists that's kind of doing the same thing or the same sound. Don't be afraid to be original and to be authentic, and don't think that you have to go the old school route, like trying to get signed to a label or trying to, get a manager and trying to, those type of things. Like, man, as long as you got a phone, you got one of these right here, you got one of these, you can just do whatever you need to do and go viral and just and get things started. So just the authenticity and just get yourself out there. Like, it's to me, I think it's so easier now for an artist to get themselves out there than from when I was with Big Daddy Kane back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's an easier road. And even though there's some artists out there that may think that it's hard for them right now, there's so much access with the internet and with streaming and stuff like that to where, if you want to be heard, you can be heard.
So I kind of think it's like the opposite. I think it's harder because there's so many people. You understand? So if you use it like back in the days, you saying like with Big Daddy Kane, it was just Kane and KRS, and it wasn't that many people. Like it was like one person from Brooklyn, one person from the Bronx, one person.
Queens,
now it's like there's one person in each household on the block. Which the you know what I'm saying? It's like 15 rappers on one block. So I think it's a little harder. I don't, that's just my opinion.
In one zip code.
So 4,000 in the zip code.
From what I see from the outside looking in, it's just about the artist building your base. So let's just, let's say like somebody like when Bobby Shmurda and Rowdy Rebel came on the scene, they had their own base of their own fan base locally in Brooklyn to where it built from that. Then they streamed the joint online and went on YouTube, and then it started to spread. So it's like if you got your own local base, sometimes you can fool the public too. So like if you got a record but you got a crew of people behind you and they just all rocking with you and they wild out, it makes other people from other parts of the country and the world think like, yo, this is really hot because they got like a 50, 200, 300 people in the video.
I've been wonking with that.
Yeah. We all been hoodwinked and bamboozled with that.
This record hot.
So back to what I'm saying, it's the authenticity. It's about your base, starting with your own base. Don't think that you have to, start out of town or whatever. Build with your own base and see what happens from there.
You feel the same way?
I'm not 100% with it though, because I think you come in the business, you gotta learn the business too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just fly in. Like teach yourself. You know what I'm saying? And get. Don't be scared to ask people before you advice. You know what I'm saying? Like go to, like Mr. C yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like interact with who's in the game already. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna really learn nothing from somebody if you're 19, who's 20. You're gonna learn from somebody with more age and more experience. So that's what I'm trying to tell the kids whenever I do speak to them. Try to find someone that has more experience.
Do you think they respect the old heads?
The problem is the old heads are different from when we grew up.
Okay.
The old heads now don't even want to interact with the kids. A lot of them are scared of them.
But then you could consider yourself a part of the old heads, no? For the kids now, no?
But I mix and mingle with them all the time.
Okay.
All the time. Like, I do Sweet 16s, I do 18, I'm always in the with the kids, you know what I'm saying? So they look at me, they probably like, yo, what up, OG? And I'll be like, yo, what up, man? Because I'll be like, yo. But you know what I'm saying? But I speak to them. They come to me all the time. Like, I get more rap DMs than I get Caribbean DMs, bro. Because
so just to make it clear for some people, like you primarily in the Caribbean community.
Caribbean, you know, Afro beats, everything. I'm real rounded with music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But definitely stepped in the game with Caribbean music. You know what I'm saying?
Do you used to switch gears? Do you like? So it was a time when I was going back and forth with Norie, and I felt like I was a little bothered, and I'm being super honest, like that in our area, I felt like Latino music was taking over, like hip hop, taking over Caribbean music, different things like that. Do you feel that same way? And if you do you feel a way? As in what, the Caribbean community? No, because I don't know if you see that also. Like even on our stations and stuff, I'm like, yo, they starting to add, you know, Latino music. Yeah, and it's like being on the forefront of even like hip hop or even Caribbean music and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, the time period that you're talking about.
I'm talking about now.
You're talking about now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, when it come down to, it's just my perspective. When it come down to local radio stations, and I'm only talking about a New York perspective. So you're on Power 105, you're on Power 105. I used to be on Hot 97.
That was a while ago you was on
Yeah,
Hot.
that was a while ago. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm back on New York radio. Though. We'll talk about that later. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. But, you know, these radio programmers, they're going to go with what's hot. So, like, if it's the Bad Bunnies of the world, and even Afro beats, let's take it a little further. So a lot of Afro beats records get played, but reggae to me is still prevalent, and soca music is still prevalent. There's even like big Haitian records that don't get the shot or get played or whatever the case is. So, but when you're dealing with these program directors that, I hate to say numbers. Huh?
When they only look at numbers.
They only look at numbers. They only look at PPM, and we'll get into PPM talk a little bit later. But they only look at numbers and PPM and stuff like that. And when they get off of work at 4:45, 5 o'clock, and they just go back to suburbia, that's all they care about. And I'm not trying to disrespect no programmer. That's just the bottom line. A lot of these programmers is like, they got, always remember, a program director got somebody else they got to answer to. Mm-hmm. So they just trying to do things and stick by the book, just do what just needs to be done so that they can continue to keep a job. Mm-hmm. So they don't want to take the risks. They would rather for somebody else to take the risks, and then they can jump on it later on. How many times y'all on current local radio here in New York on Power 105, how many times y'all been on a record for 6 months, 8 months to a year, and you're telling your program director about it, but then maybe Hot 97 may get on the record, or maybe Flex may get on the record, and then all of a sudden, everybody wants to jump on that particular record because, you know, somebody else with a stature is on the record. And that's just a lot of programmers being reactive instead of proactive. Okay. Instead of taking the lead and doing something, they're going to wait until somebody else busts a move. And so that's why you don't see other genres of music really getting a shot as much as the flavor of the month, which is like Afro beats or the Latin music, like you said.
No, I felt like it was a point in time where, let's say, like the Sean Pauls, the Elephant Mans, they was like the people. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Now it's just like I just see more and more, and I guess maybe it's where I'm at. I don't hear the Caribbean music like I used to. Also, now I'm starting to see, and maybe it could have been a while ago, and maybe I'm just starting to pay attention, because now I'm seeing people are separating like Caribbean music too. So it's like, it used to just be reggae, soca. Now it's dance hall, What's the genres now?
Well, it was always reggae and then dancehall and like everything. But we just always put it together.
Yes, but now it's separate now. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, now that you noticed it.
Okay, all right.
You noticed it.
Yeah, I'm saying now I don't know if you started to notice that now.
No, I mean, I think.
Well, you always knew that.
Yeah, but I think Norie would know better than me. But I think the real issue that's going on with dancehall, reggae, Caribbean music is that a lot of the artists is not really making a lot of feel-good party records.
Okay.
A lot of the reggae artists is gunman. And the gunman talk in reggae music has been going on since the beginning of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the gunman talk and the gunman beat. It's just everything is just so hard. So you got like a crew like the Six that Norie is familiar with, and they just hard. You understand what I'm saying? But so when you're doing that and you go up against like the Afrobeat sound where everything is just happy and party and feel good and upbeat, a lot of these reggae records that's coming out, it's hard for it to break through because a lot of the reggae stuff to me, and Norie can give a better answer maybe than I can, a lot of the reggae is not like feel good stuff. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
Well, you see, it's a different generation now. So what they want to hear is what they want to hear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So where we were like, oh, this we need music to play on the radio, they don't care.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Like remember, like he said earlier, million views. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they care about. You know what I'm saying? They care what C say. They may care a little bit what I say, but at the end of the day, they care about what the mass is saying. Mm-hmm. So if me talking about I'm gonna shoot that bottle right there and it get viral, I'm gonna keep on talking about the chair next, the wall next, and that's it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? A lot of them ain't self-educating themselves on what else to talk about. Mm. You dig what I'm saying? So
let me ask you this. So back to him talking about the OG giving the youngins like advice. It is the newer generation of Caribbean artists checking in with the OGs of the Caribbean culture.
I don't even see collabs like that.
You know what I mean? Like to be like, yo, how can we take this thing further?
So the problem is there aren't any studios with collabs to happen. So you got a studio in your bathroom, he got a studio in his living room, he got a studio. We ain't seeing each other no more.
Right.
Studios now are just in rooms and I send you something, if you don't do it, that's it. Before you used to have to go to the studio, oh shit, Bunty over here, yo Bunty big guy, Beanie, oh shit. So now you interact, there's no interaction unless we go to a party.
Got you.
We ain't talking about nothing at a party, but it's drinking and talking about which girl or this or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's the interaction changed. Mm. You know, more like, Madhouse studio, everybody come hang out and Big Yard, everybody go there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't there no more. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now we got the 5th floor. Right. So let's hope the 5th floor do something, you know?
Yeah, right? 5H, baby. How do you feel about the DJ culture from back when you first started to now? Do you feel it's easier? Do you feel it's hard? Do you feel that the newer DJs respect the culture?
You can't remember that far.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. What you talking about?
I think that.
You got a keen memory, dog. You did have a flat top with a half moon.
With a little moon
I think the DJ culture now is way more accessible and way more, to me, it feels like the DJs get along with each other now than it was maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago.
What you mean?
I just think there's more of friendly camaraderie. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Like me, like myself, you, Ray Z, we'll get on the phone for like an hour and just shoot the shit and talk shit and clown on each other, or whatever the case is, or whatever.
You have age now. That's why.
Well, I mean,
because I did like you knew the consensus of you was the mad DJ.
But I'm still the mad DJ.
Okay, all right.
No, but you're not the mad DJ.
No,
like
you're not, because you're very nice.
No. I'm still the mad DJ. I just know how to balance it. I just balance it better.
See, now you balance it, but before there was no balance.
Yeah, but
back up out of my face, nigga.
Here's the
Who
thing.
are you, nigga? Who are you?
On the mic.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Like, and
why you wearing them shoes?
Like I'm gonna have DJ talk. A lot of who I was, say 10, 15, 20 years ago, as far as me being standoffish with a lot of y'all, a lot of DJs, it had a lot to do with what I was going through personally. Mm-hmm. So Anybody that knows my story, you know it's well documented what I went through 10, 12 years ago. When I was going through that and trying to hide, I was actually trying to hide who I really was back then from y'all, because I didn't want nobody to really know who I really was. So me being standoffish and being evil, that was really a deflection of y'all really getting to know the real Mr. C. So once all of that came out, all the controversy and stuff came out 10, 12 years ago, that's when everything started to change.
Why you keep saying 10, 12 years ago? Like, why you
because that's when it happened. That's when.
But why you keep like emphasizing that?
Because I'm talking about what happened.
Okay.
So,
but you can just say what happened. You don't have to say 10, 12 years ago.
Well, I mean, it's well documented. If you don't know, you Google it.
10, 12 years ago.
Okay, 10, 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
But now that I'm bringing this up to you, if you really notice, once all of that happened, and I kind of finally told the truth about who I really was, that's when I really started becoming more looser and really more.
You told the truth? Not just playing.
Told the truth because I'm just playing. Because look, first time I got arrested, I lied. The second time I got arrested, then it was like, okay, I got to stop lying. So once I came through with it, that's when I really, that stress got released, and then I was able to really be more of myself with all of you guys. So that's where it really comes from, as far as me being
the mad DJ.
Yeah, I'm still the mad DJ. Because for me, you know what it is with a lot of DJs too? This is we're going to have DJ talk.
Please.
A lot of DJs want to get close to you because they want to take what you have, and then they want to go and do what you do wherever they're at. So whether it's taking a set or taking the knowledge of what you know or whatever, like I don't mind giving out the knowledge, but don't take exactly what I do and then you're going to try to sound like me. So that's also why I kind of have that separation, because I don't want you to be me. And a lot of DJs, you're OG. You've seen a lot of DJs take what you do. 100%. You've seen a lot of DJs take what you do.
Plenty of times.
Right? So my separation is also like, I don't want you to get too close to me, man, because there's a lot of Jackie Robinson DJs out here.
Jackie Robinson. Is it ever cool for a DJ to steal someone's set?
No, it's not cool.
Okay. Tell me why.
Because we as DJs, we have our own personality. We all our own individual. Yeah. So when DJ Self takes Mr. C's set, man, that's not cool. When Self goes to Tennessee, and Self has really done this. He's trying to be, he has really taken
I don't know
Mr.
if I never took your set. I mean, you told me you said something and I did.
When DJ Self takes a Mr. C set, or when somebody takes
No, it wasn't a set. It wasn't a set.
What was it?
We can keep it real. So let me tell you, right? We'll keep it super real. It wasn't a set. He told me, he gave me a story of something that he stole, right? Something he stole.
What did I steal? Because I don't steal from nobody.
He told me a story
what
about
did
something
I
he
steal?
stole. And sometimes I feel like the higher beings work in mysterious ways, because this never came across my desk until like a day or two after he gave me the story, right? So after the story he gave me a story about, I forgot the DJ. Was it Hollywood?
Oh, okay, yeah. But I didn't steal from Hollywood. I never stole it from him. I just told you what he did.
Yeah, so he told me about, he was like, he was playing in front of a crowd that was 50 and better or something like that. And he said he asked somebody if they had a,
so DJ Hollywood, I was DJing with DJ Hollywood on a block park. At a boat ride. He was on before me. It was an older crowd, like basically 40, 50 and over. I'm just waiting for my turn to DJ. So DJ Hollywood said, "If you got an AARP card, throw your hands up." And the crowd went nuts.
You know what an AARP card is?
I heard of it.
So
but I don't know what
the crowd went nuts. So I'm like, I didn't at that time. Hold on, y'all can call me all y'all want.
I didn't say nothing.
So at that time, I'm like, I didn't even know what an AARP card was. So I just was like dumbfounded, like, what is an A? So then I looked it up, and it's like, when you're over 50, you get an AARP card and you get discounts on everything. So, but I never did the routine nowhere. So I told him about it.
Tell me that, yeah.
Right? I told him about it. So when I told him about it, it was a while ago. So maybe 6 to 8 months later, he told me he was somewhere in Tennessee somewhere with a bunch of old people and he was stuck because he didn't know what to play for them, or he didn't know how to play the music or whatever. And he texted me, he was like, "Yo, what was that thing that Hollywood said?"
I said, "What's the name of that card?"
What was that card Hollywood said? So I said AARP card. So he hit me later on. He was like, yo, God, it worked, God. It worked. It worked.
I said,
So I told him about what the legendary Hollywood did, and he took Hollywood set. And by the way, I do have my own AARP. I got an AARP card. I got an AARP card. Discounts on everything. Air tickets, hotels, whatever. Yeah, I'm over 50. I got one.
I respect you.
Yo, all I'm saying is, Charles, now you learned something too.
Yeah, I definitely
passed
did.
something to you.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I didn't know what that was. And I was like, I said, nah, I ain't gonna never use that. I was somewhere and I said, oh, that worked. But you know what? I think what it is that I think the people who have the card, I think that it's something that maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody could be a little embarrassed because they feel like they're a little older, but then when you make it feel good to have one, then they get excited.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of that, and it's also a thing of you would never expect for a DJ to say, if you got an AARP card, throw your hands up. You would never expect for a DJ to say that. Because that's an older demo thing. If you're over 50, and especially African American, I mean, or black, white, you know, a lot of people got AARP cards, but it's not something that you would think a DJ would say.
Okay.
So Hollywood,
it worked.
So Hollywood being my OG, I'm playing with him and he said it, and then I just gave you the jewel, and then you took it from Hollywood. So Hollywood, yeah,
I did. Thank you, Hollywood. I appreciate it. A lot of DJs do steal my stuff. Like I've been in places and I'm like, they doing it.
We heard it together.
Yeah, right.
A few times.
And I'm like, but then I feel like sometimes they may steal my set, but they probably didn't even steal it from me. They stole it from a person who stole it from me.
Absolutely.
You understand? And it's like, yo,
absolutely.
Stole it from you.
They stole it from me?
Yeah, okay. We seen them a lot of times. We see them.
There's been DJs that got on before me and tried to talk or do a set that I did, like, and you doing it right in front of me. And I gotta be like, yo, you gonna really do this in front of me? Like, you really? Nah, what you talking? You really gonna do? Yo, get off, man. Get off. Let's wrap you up. Wrap it up. So back to the evil C. That's when the evil C gotta kick in. Like, come on, man. You're not gonna be C in front of C.
What's the difference in radio from, I guess, when you was on Hot to now?
Well, for people that don't know, I'm on this new radio station in New York called 94.7 The Block. Here in New York City, we play classic hip hop and R&B, predominantly from the 90s and 2000s. It's coming up on a year that I've been on the station. So the difference now for me playing on 94.7 The Block and Hot 97, it's the same music, but me being older now than I was when I was at Hot. I mean, when I left Hot, it was 2014 when I left Hot 97. Mentally as a DJ, I'm just in a different space than I was at Hot 97. So for instance, like, I'm not trying to bring records back and scratch up every record that I was when I was at Hot 97. Like, Hot 97 and even you guys at Power 105, y'all stations is a little bit more aggressive where y'all want to bring the records back and the air horns and all of that. But the station that I'm on, and this is my theory, and this is not no program director telling me, when you playing like classic hip hop for an older crowd, they don't want to hear all of that. They don't want to hear you spinning records back and talking over words and all that type of stuff. So me being older and wiser, I just try to not be on that type of time when I'm doing a mix like that. And I think also, because I also do LL Cool J's Rock the Bells radio every day on Sirius XM, that, that's coming up on 3 years of me doing that. Actually, me doing Rock the Bells kind of also showed me a difference of how to do radio, period, because when I do Rock the Bells radio, I'm playing for the whole country. I'm playing for the whole North America, America and Canada. Anybody with Sirius XM radio
like
can
DJ
hear it.
Quick and
so as how we play in New York, where we may play songs a little bit too quick. Them out of towners, as you know, you travel. They don't want to hear songs
the whole
that
song.
quick. They want to hear
the whole song.
They want you to play songs to the white meat, man, to the end. So my experience from doing Rock the Bells showed me about playing records a little bit longer, which I kind of implemented now that I'm back on New York radio. But also, it's a fine line. So being back on New York radio is like, you want to play some records a little bit longer, but then you also want to do that New York style. It's kind of like a fine line. So
you brought up LL Cool J, right? And I don't know if you saw Flava Flav been in the news a lot. You saw that for crack?
Yeah.
You ever seen Flava Flav use crack?
No, never.
You did. Yes, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah. You did, again. It's all right. He
I got
admitted
one
it.
Flava Flav story, but it wasn't.
What did he do?
We was on tour. Myself and Big Daddy Kane. For those that don't know, I used to DJ for Big Daddy Kane back in the '80s, and we was on tour. It was Big Daddy Kane, Public Enemy, De La Soul, and I think Heavy D. Rest in peace to him. And we was going from one city to the next city, and Public Enemy, Chuck D and them, they left Flav, whatever city we was in, they left Flav on purpose because he was late getting on the bus. So they left him. So he came on our bus to make it to the next city. So while he was on the bus, he was just talking our ear off. Yeah, King, yo, see, yo. And he had 2 cell phones. And back then, if you remember the big giant cell phones with the big antenna, he had 2 of them. So he's on the phone, yeah, yo, and trying to talk to us, and he's on 2 cell phones at the same time.
Yo, don't get up no more though, cause you giving me Keith Murray vibes, God.
I'm giving you Keith Murray vibes.
Yeah, don't get up no more.
And I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm leaving.
I'm playing with you, gang.
Yo,
I'm fucking with you, God.
Fuck this nigga, man. Fuck this nigga. So him going back and forth on the phone and talking. Yo, this dude is stupid, man.
Yeah,
so him going back and forth on the phone and trying to talk to us made me feel like, yo, this dude is dumb high. He mad high. Because how you gonna be on 2 cell phones and you trying to talk to us at the same time?
I know Ed Lover told me in time, I don't know if he said it was on TV or something. He said he was performing and the crack fell on the floor. Did you hear about that part? You never heard that story? I swear Ed Lover told me the story, and he can quote it. I'm telling you, he said it. He was like, yeah, everybody knew he used crack. You know what I'm saying? I like Flava Flav. I'm just going to say that. I love, because you know what it is? Sometimes I think the drugs make you who you are and bring out more out of you. Would you agree or no?
I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but I mean, maybe the best of Flava Flav was when
he was high
during that time when he was with Public Enemy. So if he was high at the time in the height of Public Enemy's career, if you want to say that,
he admitted. He said he was spending $2,500 a day on crack. Yes. Let me ask both of y'all a question, right? So a person also told me that drugs control the music. So when they said that to me, it was like, back in the days, when it was cocaine, it was like the drug of choice. The music was faster. And, now people are using weed and the lean and stuff. Now the music is going slower. Do you agree with that?
There might be a point to that. There might be a point to that. I mean,
I never thought about that.
It makes sense.
There might be a point to that. I never used drugs, so
it makes sense.
I don't.
Because the weed that they smoke now is real. They be laid back.
Yeah, like make you lay back. So that's it. It reflects.
It might be a point to that.
It might be a point
right?
to that.
Yeah.
But
Lance Unreverted told me that.
Yeah, it might be a point
one
to
time,
that.
and I was just like, oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah, it might be a point to that.
It was like,
maybe the cocoa,
drugs control the music. He said that to me, and I was like, he said that to me, drugs control the music.
But in dancehall reggae, it was always weed though, so it's weird.
Well, that's why I said lean. Like, lean is kind of like a downer.
Yeah, big time downer.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, right.
That didn't reach the Caribbean community yet.
That probably, everything reached everywhere, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just ain't popular.
Most people, they just, what I'm saying?
Weed and grabber, bro. Weed and grabber.
And grabber,
what's killing me is grabber, man. That's what you see, like when you go to parties now, you smell that extra, like, all right, we should go to parties and people smoke weed. And we can handle it. Now you can't handle it no more.
I started seeing people putting grabber in their sandwiches now. You saw that?
I think I saw it online or something stupid.
Yeah, you didn't see that?
I was like,
they put grabber on your sandwich.
Know it was real.
You know what grabber is?
Nah.
Just you want to explain to me what grabber is?
I don't know what it is. It's just like a tobacco thing.
There's some extra tobacco that they put in the weed.
To smoke it.
To smoke it now.
No.
And they put it,
harsh.
It's like harsher, like a harsher smell. You ever been in the club like, what you smoking?
Yeah.
That's grabber, they smoking.
He be complaining, talking about it be the hookah. I'm like, nah, bro, that grabber.
It's that grabber. Yeah, it's the grabber.
Yeah.
And then they just put it in there,
Yeah, why you don't got a hookah in here, bro?
I don't smoke.
What kind of place is this?
I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarettes.
I ain't say weed, bro. I said a hookah, bro.
I would think hookah is like
Nah,
worse
next time
than
bring one in here, bro.
I actually do got a hookah. If you would really, really like it, I could get you a hookah.
The next time I come in, have a hookah for me, bro.
Okay, no problem.
You got your liquor, you know what I'm saying? Blueberry mint for me, bro. I appreciate it.
Dude got hookah.
All right, everybody hear me in the set? Thank you.
I apologize.
All right, thank you very much.
So when did you do that freestyle? I see you and Kane, like it's going viral now, with like a freestyle.
Oh, that freestyle is old.
Why is it starting to go viral now?
Because I don't know, just people are just posting it. But that was during we did that freestyle for with Funkmaster Flex on Hot 97. That was during the we were celebrating the 30th anniversary of our first album, Long Live the Kane, and that was in 2018. Mm-hmm. That freestyle from that's from 2018. So, but people repost it, from time to time. So
I'm starting to see it now too.
Yeah.
I need 2 stories from you, if I may. One is in New York City and across the country. There's a big sample that everybody used from Biggie. Be like, where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? And it sounds like it's live on the stage. How did all that come about, and where did that come from? Because every time I see something, it's credited to you.
That was actually a Big Daddy Kane show. So myself and Kane, we did the Budweiser Superfest.
Okay.
That was a big concert back in the 90s, late 80s, 90s. This guy named Al Heyman was the promoter. And we was at Madison Square Garden. It was October of 1993. And
Damn. October 1993. He's on point with it.
Yeah, it was October of 1993.
What
And
time?
I'll
What
never
time?
forget because it was a couple of weeks.
What time was it?
Before Halloween.
No. It was
Okay.
it was a couple of weeks after. It was a couple of weeks after Tupac came out with the movie Poetic Justice had just came out.
Okay.
So Pac was there. Of course, Biggie was there. Shaheem, Fat Joe. They was all there. Positive K.
Why every time?
You gonna cut my? You like Norie? You gonna cut the answer off, or you gonna let me finish?
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
You give me Norie vibes.
Slime time.
So Kane saw everybody there. Was like, yo, we only had 10 minutes on stage.
Yo, you forgot about my man Scoob though, huh?
Scoob and Scrap was there.
Yeah, like yo, people always forget Scoob. Scoob was on the like check it.
Yeah, Scoob was there.
Don't forget Scoob, huh?
Nah, he was
Don't
there.
do that.
So Kane was like, yo, we should all come on stage for a freestyle or whatever. Now, the Budweiser Superfest, that was an R&B show. We was the only hip hop act on the show. So we on the show with After 7. We on the show with Belle Biv DeVoe, Patti LaBelle. It was like we was the only R&B act on the show. Hip-hop. So we had 10 minutes. And so Kane just decided to bring everybody on stage, and I just was like, yo, I got to catch this moment. So I went to the middle of Madison Square Garden. You know how in the arena you got the sound guy in the middle with the board, and I was like, yo, can I record this? And he was like, nah.
He said no.
Yeah, he was like, no, you can't record. And he just kept knowing me to death. And so I went right across the street from Madison Square Garden, and I brought a...
While y'all was on stage?
No,
in
just
10
a
minutes?
sound check.
Oh, okay.
It's a sound check, and before the concert started. And I went across the street from the Garden and brought a 120-minute cassette. Mm-hmm. 1 hour on one side, 1 hour on the other side. I came back to him, and I begged him, like, yo, please, can I just record my show? And he was like, yo, you just can't tell nobody. I was like, I ain't going to tell nobody. And I recorded me and Kane's show. And so that infamous, where Brooklyn at?
So you got the whole show?
Well, I got me and Kane, that segment.
That's what I mean, yeah. So how come they only got the freestyle part out? That's the only part
because,
you put out?
Once I went through the whole show, after I recorded the show, went home, listened to it, that was the best part of the show.
Got you, understood.
And then I cut it down, and then I started playing it on the radio, and then next I put it on vinyl, and then Flex played it. Flex is the one that really, Funkmaster Flex is the one that really made that record, or made the freestyle, the live performance, what it is. Because once I gave it to him, I used to give it to him, like me and him would play at the Tunnel, and I would give it to him, and he would never play it. And then one time I played with him at the Tunnel, and I played it, and he saw the reaction. I was like, yo, why you never gave me that? I'm like, my nigga, I gave you like 8 copies. It's at your house. And then he started playing it, and then that's when it became what it was. So that's where it did. And actually this year,
that was a prime example of playing it first for somebody else.
Right.
To jump on.
And then somebody else reacted because they see me play it, and then they went crazy. And actually this year is the 30th anniversary of that famous freestyle, that Biggie and Tupac famous.
Hopefully
freestyle.
you got something big coming up to
we got
celebrate
some things.
that.
We got some things. I got some things that I'm going to do.
Do
Absolutely.
you ever feel slighted, and I'm gonna tell you I do at times, because when people start talking about the greatest times that they had in New York City nightlife, they always mention the tunnel and like kind of like put Speed in second place.
No, I don't feel no way
Because
about that.
I feel like my era was the greatest times, like the Mars 2112 eras. What's the other clubs that
And
the BB Kings?
Kings.
Yeah, I feel like my era was, but it's always it seems like it's like Tunnel, Speed.
Well, people be like Latin Quarter, the old heads, Latin Quarter, Union Square, and then they go Tunnel, and then they stop mentioning. So yeah, I
So that's
agree.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
But in all respect, that generation stopped. So for us, it's the BB Kings, the NB, and the Mars 2112. That's our our era.
Right.
Like who know anything, like that was our place. So Tunnel wasn't really for me. I was sneaking, but Mars 2112 was for us. You know what I'm saying? So
But I mean, with Speed, I did Speed every Sunday from 2000 to 2006. So
and
six
we should
years
go there
straight.
heavy.
Huh?
We should go there heavy.
Yeah,
That was our spot.
I never went to Speed. That's
No
the
way,
one.
on a Sunday?
I went to Speed one time. I think I told you that. I don't know if I only went to Speed one time, and that was
Bro.
with Young Jeezy. I only went to one time. But I think at the time I was hanging out with a guy, the DJ Goldfinger, and we were kind of like the bougie guys.
Yeah, because y'all was doing like the more of the high end stuff.
Yeah,
the
so
high end
it was like,
corporate- the
so it was like,
corporate-looking
I
shit.
can't go on Speed, man. I gotta come 50 deep. Like,
But,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't feel any way that people really don't mention Speed. For me personally, I feel like what I did with Speed, Club Speed for 6 years, me and Mateo, shout out to Mateo, like we was the first one to bring Jeezy. We was the first one to have G Unit for a show. All the South rappers, all the South rappers that broke in New York in the 2000s, T.I., Jeezy, D4L, Purple Ribbon All Stars. Any of the rappers that broke from the South in the 2000s, in New York, they broke because of Speed. So it got to the point where Speed was so popular, and I learned this from people that work at record companies like Puerto Rico Rob and Ron Stewart. Speed got so popular that the record labels would put Speed in their marketing plan as a stop. Like the artists had to do Speed when they come to New York. And it wasn't even a thing where I was influencing the record labels. The record label reps was coming back telling me like, yo, we got Speed in the marketing plan. Like that's how much Speed became. Because once Flex stopped doing the Tunnel, Speed was the club, for the hip hop artists to go to the point where, like I said, they had to put Speed in the marketing plan, or the promo run for these artists to go to. So I'm proud of what I did with Speed, and what I'm most proud of what I did with Speed is back to what we was talking about earlier, the Caribbean wave, because like I was bringing Elephant Man and Vibes Cartel, like early Vibes Cartel and Elephant, when Elephant Man was that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Pond the River, Pond the Bank, Elephant Man.
Yo,
Like
we used to drive them there.
Yeah.
I had no choice.
yeah, so it was.
drive
That's
them.
what I was most proud of with Speed, was like the hip hop. That's a layup, but to really break the Caribbean artists during that run, because at that time, if you was a Caribbean artist,
You remember when Sham had Ghetto Story in KC? Remember that?
absolutely.
We came to that. It was crazy.
Back in them times, for a lot of Caribbean art wasn't getting accepted with American DJs or American radio.
At all.
And so I take pride to say in New York City, a lot of those reggae artists was getting their run and getting play on Hot 97 or whatever because of the presence that I had with Speed. People like myself and Bobby and Jabba and Cypher Sounds. You cannot take Cypher Sounds out there. He used to really go hard with the Caribbean music, and
Heavy.
then he came along on the air and started doing what he was doing. So
Cypher
I'm really
was
proud
good.
of that.
Do you feel that New York radio needs more Caribbean shows?
I believe they need to play Caribbean music more, not just shows in general. Just in general. You know what I'm saying? Like all day. Like you could play more than still Kevin Little, bro.
Okay.
Like Kevin Little's song is like what? How old was like 15, 20 years almost?
15 years.
We could count the songs that play on radio, and it's the same records. When is that's going to change? There is a record after that. You know what I'm saying? Like Bob's Cartel Fever had a little run.
Okay.
Had a little run. You know what I'm saying? And then it went back to Tempted to Touch again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why is that? And I have no problem. Kevin Little, that's my bro. But, you know what I'm saying? So how you want the culture to elevate if we can't even give a next person a chance?
And you know, I left Hot 97 in 2014. One of the few. I don't regret me not being on Hot 97, but when I think about one of the regrets I have that comes to me from time to time, is that I'm not in that building fighting for certain reggae records. Like, you know, like a record like Family. Like that record should have been in rotation on New York radio, being played just as much as the Afrobeats record. But when I was at Hot 97, I used to fight for those type of records, and so that's kind of like the one thing that what I see now is like these reggae records is not getting the legitimate shot that it should get. Even soca records, Haitian record, like you know, they're not getting the legitimate shot. Yeah, Afrobeats, I love Afrobeats, but that's not the end all, the be all of world music. There's way more great world music out there than just Afrobeats. That's just my opinion.
No, you have a good opinion, but it's just that the problem with the Afrobeats, it came through and they have numbers.
Right.
Caribbean don't have numbers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
why do you
soca
think
have
that?
No numbers. I did a post the other day showing, I went on iTunes and I pulled up, you know, sometimes you go on iTunes and they give you the 100 best of whatever. So I went into the soca folder and I pulled it up. It didn't have one soca song in there. And I put it up on my
I seen that post.
And I said, why is this? I said, and I tagged every soca artist.
Yeah, I seen
and
that
none
post.
of them said one thing.
Yeah.
I said, why am I gonna fight for a culture if y'all ain't fighting for it yourself?
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? I mean, at least dance on the regular, we fight, you know what I'm saying? But soca, y'all, and they got cult followings.
Right.
Wet fets, this, that, and it's massive, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all don't want to fix that, how can I help you?
Yeah.
That's world music we're looking at, you know what I'm saying?
What's crazy, Norie, in itself is that it used to be a time, right? As DJs, we would fly to Europe or these other countries where they don't speak English, and we're playing American music. They don't speak English, but they love the music.
And they know
Think
the
about
words.
this. We're rocking out to Afro beats. We don't know what they're saying, but we rocking to their records.
Yeah.
They're not speaking English, but we're loving the beat. We're loving the lyric pattern of how they're doing the singing, but we don't know what they're saying, but we're loving it.
Yeah. And it's a cool genre, and and the people are cool.
Like I said earlier, it's happy, it's feel good, it's party, it's, you know, and
they got good numbers.
Yeah.
You see them YouTube numbers and all those numbers? Shit. Them numbers is crazy, bro. And you can't do nothing about it.
How do you feel how New York hip hop scene is going?
I love it. I love it. I mean, you know, like, you know, I love it in the sense of, you know, every time there's a new artist coming out that broke, where they from? Brooklyn. It's just like, it's so many, and contrary to how we may feel the trap and the drill and all of that, I don't really care about that. It's just the fact that there's so many more and more New York artists breaking through, you know what I mean, or whatever, the Lola Brooks and so on and so forth, if they just breaking through, coming through. I love it, man. I think the Pop Smoke impact, what Pop Smoke, his impact before he died and even after he passed away, really kind of inspired way more New Yorkers. You know, even, you know, the what's the girl, the Ice Spice, just from all different parts of the 5 boroughs of New York City. I think the impact of Pop Smoke before he passed and after he passed really made other New York rappers really be like, I got to step my game up. I think he's within the last 4 to 5 years, he has had a major influence.
Do you feel the younger generation, I guess they had to make a way? I don't know who I said this to, but in New York, I feel like the older generation didn't embrace the younger generation. So when I say that, meaning I'm even using like the Hoves and things like that. I can't recall until, and I can't recall Fab and Hove doing a song until Fab kind of like popped. And you understand what I'm saying? And Fab was like that next guy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, or even like a Nas. And maybe I'm wrong, but I can't remember them reaching down to those the younger and like, yo, come on, let's do collabs like how the Southern people do, or even West Coast do. Because I Snoop did a whole bunch of songs with a whole bunch of people. Even in the South, let's say Jeezy. It wasn't hard for Jeezy or T.I. to do something with Young Dro or somebody. Somebody like, who the hell is Young Dro? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think with the legendary artists, to me, it's always been a thing with some of the legendary artists, the Jay-Z's of the world, and they're not gonna do something with a younger artist unless their music stick.
Yeah, but again, I think it's like,
yo,
you
hold on.
He already popped.
Who you talking about?
Anybody? You saying unless the music stick?
Unless they're gonna be around for a minute. So you take like when Hove did "Fuck With Me," I Got It with Rick Ross. It took a minute for Hove to really work with Ross, for him to do something with Ross.
And now I'm saying that I feel like that's kind of like a problem, because it's basically now are you doing it because you trying to help Ross, or you trying to take Ross' sauce? You understand what I'm saying?
It's a combination of both. I mean, let's keep it veal, as you would say. Okay. It's a combination of both. Like, so they Hove knows, okay, I can do this record with Ross, and I'm gonna use his fan base to extend my fan base, or whatever the case is. Yeah, it's a combination of both. But if I'm I don't know if Hove is going to do a record with Fabio Foreign until Fabio Foreign shows more stability.
But I think that's what in a mindset hindered a lot of, I think, similar to what Norie was saying earlier with the OGs and the younger generation, is like, now you want to mess with me because I'm hot now, as opposed to
that's been going on since the beginning of the time.
But not in the South though. You understand what I'm saying? Like, again, I could name, if I pull up a couple joints, a lot of T.I. Ludacris joints with people that was like unknown, him and I-20 or whoever. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, or you don't even know who I-20 is. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but
But I'm just shout out to I-20.
But you have that balance. So somebody like Cardi, right? Mm-hmm. Cardi.
Well, that's now. I'm saying, but go ahead.
But Cardi, she jumped on what's the dude? K-Flock. Okay, jumped on the K-Flock record, did the vid, went to the hood, did the vid. She got on the Summer Jam festival, not the main stage.
The festival.
Performed with them on the. There are still current.
Now, yes. I'm talking about before. I'm talking about in your era.
Well, in my era, it was
because I think the younger generation, they're kind of fed up.
It was way more competitive in my era. Now, if you talk about from the Kane era all the way into Hove, Biggie, Nas, it was more competitive. Mm-hmm. It was way more like, listen, this is me, this is my thing, whatever. It was more competitive than it is now. So that you can't really look at a person like LL. Like, LL rarely did collabs with any rapper besides Rampage with EPMD. Can you remember any other LL hip rap?
Did I Shot You?
Right, and I Shot You. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
that's what helped Foxy.
Right, but
that's what now you see what I'm saying?
But it's far and few in between. It's far, but that was all.
But that helped Foxy.
But that was all Def Jam. That was all a Def Jam thing.
It still helped Foxy though.
It did help Foxy.
You understand the propel?
But you see the thing what I'm saying? But it was a Def Jam thing though.
You know that song?
I think so.
But it was a Def Jam thing though. That was all. You think if Foxy wasn't on Def Jam, that would happen?
Of course not.
Okay,
but I'm just saying. But you think also, if LL said no, it wouldn't happen. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
I get
what
it.
I'm saying is like, I think that at that time it should have been more shots like that. Meaning, give a shot to I felt like I'm using your arrows a lot of times where it's like the young kids push them. Hold on. Stay back there,
I disagree
because
Foxy was a young person that broke through, like you just said. You gave
that's one.
But it's just we could if I think hard enough, there's probably
I'll wait.
Beanie Siegel.
He's not from New York, man. Stop.
But a New York
you talking about Ross, Beanie, all these cats are not from here. I'm talking about from here, from the town.
Oh, well, you may have a point.
You understand? I'm talking from the town.
You may have a point.
You may have a point.
You may have a point.
Because I'm just, I really sat and I thought about, and I'm just like, dang, you know, all the older, you know, but then again, maybe with Nas, because Nas was trying to put out Nature. I'm gonna give you that.
The Firm.
Right.
Right.
Well, you know, they all was, you know, Nature and AZ, my man Da Vinci love AZ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And in a recent interview that Nas did with Drink Champs, he said the only reason he did the Firm is because everybody had a click. You had Wu-Tang, you had Junior Mafia. He wouldn't have did it if it wasn't for everybody else trying to do clicks. So I guess he looked at it like I gotta jump in and do something because everybody else is doing it, is clicking up.
How did you feel when when you mentioned Wu-Tang? How did you feel when Ghostface and Raekwon, like they kind of like sent shots at Biggie on the interlude?
Back when that was going on, I didn't feel no way. I didn't feel no way. Back when that was going on, when Biggie and Raekwon and Ghost was going at it, when Biggie and Nas was going at it, did you know Biggie and Nas was going at it?
Was it a kick in the door?
Yeah, the last verse, the kick in the door.
Kick in the door.
Listen to that verse. This goes out to those who you know, that third verse. Stuff like that, and when Biggie and J. Rue the Damager was going at it, and Premier was in the middle.
Wasn't they fighting over the beat?
The 10 Crack Commandments beat.
Oh, I know. Was it? No, I heard they was.
This one I gotta pull the Bible out.
Okay, but I thought they was fighting over the Players Anthem.
Well,
the Players Anthem beat.
Yeah, well, Players Anthem, Biggie and them did the Players Anthem record, but then when Premier did
J. Rules,
You Played Yourself.
You Played Yourself. The same beat.
It's the same.
It's the same beat.
Yeah, Premier flipped the
I don't
beat.
know if you know that. Yeah, it's the same beat.
But the essence of the beef with Biggie and Jay-Z
Okay.
was the 10 Crack Commandments.
Before you start, what is this thing right here called?
This is my laptop, but we call it the Bible.
The Bible. Why do you call it the Bible?
Because I got everything in this motherfucker.
Okay, all right.
So the essence of the Biggie J. Rule thing was that J. Rule did a promo for Angie Martinez. This is when Angie Martinez was on Hot 97. J. Rule did a promo, and it was called The Hot 5 at 9.
Okay.
And Premier did the beat, and the beat was the same beat for 10 Crack Commandments.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So this is what you're playing.
This is J. Rule.
Okay.
It's the Caliente Cinco a la Nueve on Hot 97 with Angie Martinez, who says these 5 jams are the most bumpin' you do. So call up and request something.
So when Angie was playing that as a promo every day, one day Biggie's in the car and he heard it, called Angie on the hotline. Yo, what's that? What's that? Boom, boom, boom. Andrew's like, yo, talk to Premier. Biggie get in touch with Premier. Premier had to get the blessing from J. Rule. J. Rule was like, yeah, you could use it. But it was one of them things where J. Rule gave the blessing. He's like, you ever be like, yeah, you could do it, but you really don't want him to do it, but you just saying yeah because that's your man? So J. Rule tells Premier, yeah, he can have it, but he didn't really want Biggie to have it. And then Biggie came with the 10 Crack Commandments.
Wow.
So then, there was a little bit of a riff, and Premier had to be the one that stayed in the middle just to try to keep the peace.
Wow. That story I didn't know.
You didn't know about the 10 Crack, Angie Martinez?
No, I didn't know about that story. Yeah. Well, how did you get there?
Don't worry about that, bro.
Okay.
The Bible will find it.
The Bible got it, bro.
The Bible will find it.
That one I didn't know. I knew about the was it? You Played Yourself.
You Played Yourself.
And then what you call it?
And Premier flipped But people thought that when J. Rule did You Played Yourself, that he was getting that big, but he wasn't getting that big. Premier was just like, oh, we got this. I'm gonna flip the beat. I'm gonna make that joint sound more funkier than what they did with Players Anthem, and he did.
No, he did. He was like, what all that rah, you're playing yourself.
I mean, technically, according to Premier, I never really heard J. Rule speak about it. According to Premier, he said J. Rule was not going at them. Let me ask you a question, man. Can we get to some DJ talk?
That's fine. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, go ahead.
Your top 5 greatest DJs of all time.
I think I would need time to think about that.
Norie, your top 5 greatest DJs of all time, or is it just the top 5 DJs that you like just looked up to that kind of made you, not made you who you was, but people that you kind of looked up to, from you being with Afrique Sound and how you started up? Like, who's them DJs that you looked up to?
Well, for me, Super Claude, rest in peace. DJ Reds from Spectrum. I was a Stone Love listener, but I wasn't really a Stone Love 100% fan from them days. I was more like the Bodyguard, Johnny God. You know what I'm saying? 5. You said 5. I'm at 3, right? I need 2 more.
See, that's kind of hard. Like I like I like Kid Capri. Even going left, and I think I told Norie this. I like Tony Matterhorn. I don't know.
Oh, we can mix.
You can mix.
Oh, King Capri is one of my favorites too.
Yeah, I like Matterhorn. Matterhorn. I think Norie was around one time. Like I said, yo, who is this guy? The guy talked for 30, 40 minutes at a party, and I was like, whoever this guy is, this is the greatest. I've never been to a party where a DJ sat and didn't play no music and just spoke for 40 minutes and nobody was mad. Everybody was just paying attention to this guy. I said, whoever he is the best guy in the world. You understand what I'm saying? Like somebody could talk for 30, 40 minutes and no one get mad and you just kind of like making jokes or something. Maybe play like one record real quick and just start talking.
Yeah, Matterhorn will be one of the top 5, but it got to be more than 5. See, 5 is very hard. Cause I now think about it, you got to be more than 5.
See, you gonna be like Mr. Magic, and you know what I'm saying? Mr. Magic and the Frankie Crocker.
They gotta be 5 because I gotta. There's a few other DJs.
All right, let me ask y'all this question.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all both on Power 105 radio station in New York, right? Mm-hmm. If there was one DJ from Hot 97 that you would want to come to Power 105, who would it be? If you could pick one DJ, be like, yo, from Hot 97 that's on Hot 97 right now, that you will want.
You know what I would say? I would say Camilo.
Okay.
I would say Camilo.
That was the only person that came to mind too.
I would say Camilo.
Okay.
And I think, I don't know if you was alluding to me saying Flex or something like that.
No, I just asked it just came to my head.
Oh, I like Flex on the other side because it makes it competitive.
Of course.
You understand? So, you know, but I know I'm not saying Camilo's not competitive. I just think that Camilo brings a flavor that I enjoy being around when I'm around Camilo and his vibe and his energy. So that's why I'd say Camilo.
Okay.
I don't know if you were trying to allude.
I was not.
Okay.
It just came to my head. I promise. It just came to my head.
Okay. I don't know if it's you.
It just came to my head.
I don't know if you. Who would you think?
Camilo's my guy.
Huh?
Camilo. I would go Camilo too.
You sure?
Yeah.
I thought you would say
I don't think Hot 97 really have that many DJs like that anymore. They ain't no more. How many DJs they have?
Who would you think need to trade?
They got a lot.
Who?
You got Flex, Enough, Camilo.
They don't count.
Cass One.
Flex, Enough don't count.
Cass One. Spazzo. You got Bobby. Magic.
The only DJ I cross paths with a lot is Wallow.
Okay.
Camilo, Chow, and that's about it. So I wouldn't even know if anybody else is doing anything.
Oh, so you're saying that DJs is not really that hot?
We don't cross paths. That's what I said. That's all I said. We don't cross paths.
So, but is it true that those guys like that they got on because of you?
Who?
Like the Chows, the Magics?
Only Young Chow and Magic.
What about Spinfold?
Well, Spinfold's not there no more, but Spinfold, it was.
It was Spinfold. Naeem was there, right?
Naeem was there. DJ Naeem from Jersey. Yeah, I mean, it was Spinfold, Naeem, Chow, Magic.
What's the story with DJ Booth? I hear so many different stories, man. Booth, my guy.
He's supposed to be getting on.
Yeah, like because he tell me a story, somebody else tell me a story.
Shout out to DJ Booth.
Booth is my guy.
Yeah, and we're gonna DJ together, me, you, and Booth in a couple of weeks.
But I want to know the real story though. I need to know the true story. Some story I heard, that you brought him in and he walked out in the middle. Was like, I ain't being down with y'all. There was another story. I don't know. I'm just trying to hear.
I don't recall. I don't. No.
Mr. 1993, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
October.
I don't. You know what it is? Listen. I don't remember the Booth story as much as I remember the Triple X story.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I don't remember the
But it was the
booster.
same day.
I know it was the same day, but I don't remember it as much because I was actually sitting right kind of like maybe 2 seats away from Triple X when everything was going on with the Triple X thing. I don't know. I don't know if Boop was on the phone with one of y'all at Power or something. He was on the phone with
I think it was Envy.
He was on the. I think he was on the phone with somebody there.
I think it was Envy.
And somebody may have told him, don't do it or whatever the case is, and he walked out.
So he did walk out.
I think.
Okay.
I think he did.
Okay.
I think he did. But I don't remember that as much as the I know Triple X was a different thing or whatever the case is. So
What's the Triple X story?
Huh?
What's that story?
I ain't talking about. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, okay. You know the story?
It's the Mad DJ. You didn't know that? It's the Mad.
What was the story?
I ain't talking about
I don't know his story. I don't know what. I don't know what his story is.
I mean, we had a meeting at that time because we was trying to make DJs pit bulls.
Because the winning team, well, at the time the union got on
I was telling we're going
because it is documented that Flex did say that it was only 2 DJs that ever kind of like made him like worry a little bit, and it was DJ Goldfinger and DJ Self. Like I could skip to that skit.
Oh, that's what Flex said?
Yeah,
okay.
We could skip to that skit and then come back to
what I will say is that, giving you the credit, what I will say is that the Union / Gwinnett team.
Well, it wasn't Gwinnett at the time. That's fine.
It was just Union.
Huh?
It was just Union.
It wasn't the Gwinnett team. It's fine.
It was Union or Gwinnett?
It was Union. It was Union.
Because you be flip floppy with your DJ crews. Okay. You be flip floppy, bro. You mad flip floppy.
Keep it real.
Well, Gwinnett team is not a.
You be flip floppy,
Gwinnett
bro.
team is not a DJ crew, but okay, I'm cool.
Okay,
That's
you definitely be.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I want to be an old head, I'm this crew. When I want to be with the youngest, I'm you.
Okay.
So when you started making moves with the Union, and you started bringing dudes in, and you was getting things popping, I was going to Flex and was like, yo, we need some new energy. We need some new DJs for the pit bulls. And Flex was very, he wasn't really with it. He kind of had a old school way, like, nah. And I had to just keep talking to him. And then he was like, yo, see, if you want to do it, you handle it. So I brung in Magic and Chow. But the way I did it was like, we went to each DJ in the pit bulls, be like, who do you want to bring in? So I brung in Magic and Chow.
When you say you went to each DJ, like who?
I'm telling you now.
You said you went to each DJ. Each
DJ brung in another DJ. So Bobby Trends brung in DJ Naeem. I brung in Magic and Chow. And I brung in Spinfo. Magic, Chow, and Spinfo I brung in. And Bobby Trends brung in DJ Naeem. And so that's how they started getting incorporated. It's crazy because I went to Bobby and Jabba about having Chow become with Massive B before becoming a Pitbull. I went to Bobby. I was like, yo, man, you should get Chow as part of Massive B. And Bobby was like, nah, I'm going to keep my crew the way it is or whatever. So when Bobby didn't want Chow for Massive B, and it wasn't a disrespect. Bobby just was like, he wanted to just keep his crew the way it is. So I just incorporated Chow with the Pit Bulls or whatever the case is. So, but we did that based on what you guys was doing, because y'all was
what I was doing.
What you guys? It was a team. It was a whole crew of DJs, right? It was a team effort.
When we did come in, it was DJ Norie, DJ Will, and
Snatch.
No, Snatch wasn't a part of that. And then it was Ty Boogie, DJ Ty Boogie.
So the energy that y'all was bringing forth, I was just like,
that was us. That came on Power.
You talking about Power, or you talking about the Union?
Power.
I'm talking about just the Union DJs, period.
Oh, okay, yeah, with Snatch 1.
Yeah.
S1, I apologize.
Yeah.
He's with BLS
so,
now. So,
the energy.
On your time.
He is on your time.
Yeah, he ain't on my time. He ain't on at 12 o'clock.
Oh, okay, you checking.
So, Marley Marl is up against me.
Oh, okay. You smashing him?
I would never disrespect.
Oh, okay. It's a DJ thing.
That's Juice Crew. I would never do that. That's who I came up under. That's who I learned radio from. I learned radio from Marley.
Okay.
So I would never.
That's not disrespect.
You're not going to lure me in. You're not going to do that.
All right,
you ain't going to do that.
But you're on the same time though.
We're on the same time.
Who ratings is better at this particular time?
We're on at the same time.
Oh, who got better ratings?
That's my mentor.
Who got better ratings?
That's my mentor.
Find out. Google.
And
Google.
We love Marley
Y'all
Marl.
go to your boss Thea and ask her.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so we that's how I got inspired. It was really more me than Flex. I got inspired about bringing new blood in because I seen what y'all was doing. And then I was saying to Flex, we need more blood. And it was the best thing that could have happened to us because it gave us more life. Like it just gave me, Flex, Cypher more life as far as like just having that extended look in the street because we was bringing the Chows, the Spinfolds, the Magics that was big in the street, Brooklyn, Bronx, whatever, Naeem from Jersey, and it was just giving us new life. So it was the best thing that could have happened to us at that time. Made y'all get scared.
Oh.
You think you scared of?
Nothing.
Yeah, not at
even,
that time.
We didn't even lose sleep.
Yeah, I don't think so.
think so.
Not that time. Nah.
We was moving too heavy. Still moving heavy now, but anything goes in its prime. Going against 5 Alarm Blaze Labor Day weekend. Come on, think about that. We wasn't scared of you guys at all. And I was the only promoter.
Yeah, but I was doing what I was doing.
You had a reggae thing too,
Yeah,
right?
5
Wasn't it
Alarm
Blaze?
Blaze.
I thought that was Jabba and them.
No, 5
No,
Alarm Blaze.
that was
Him,
myself
Empire,
and
Showcase.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
it was
Eddie O and
because
all them.
I started it at Speed when I was doing Speed, and then when Speed ended, I partnered up with Prince and Ron with Showcase and Empire.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
that
do
shit
remember
was- that
Flava
shit
Flav.
was-
I thought it was so what was
Webster Hall.
Jabba and them thing?
Fire Sundays.
No, they had like a Caribbean
They
thing.
had the what they call that every Labor Day Sunday.
Shit. What the fuck they call that shit again?
Damn, what did they call that?
What made Caribbean people pick Labor Day as like the big weekend to party?
That's just
Damn, what the hell was
that's
it?
been since the beginning of time. It's always
But
been-
why? What make you pick that weekend? Like
I don't know who picked it or why they picked it, but we all
just
just fell
always
into
been.
it. We just fell into it. You know what
because
I'm
they
saying?
always say Jamaica got 3 job, 5 job, 10 job. That's
5, 6, 10
I
club.
will say that I will say this.
512.
I'm proud of. I will say this because I see everything, man. Even though you think I don't, I see everything. I'm really proud of you because, like the brand you built with the Anything Goes and stuff like that, and you know doing your own shows that you because it's been a minute now from doing Amazon and all the stuff you do and stuff like that. Like a lot of DJs don't really understand that if you want to become a brand, you have to kind of take ownership and start doing stuff yourself. And like what you built with like the Anything Goes stuff was like that. Like I see it from afar, and I'm proud of you, bro.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
Well, you guys kind of paved a lot of ways for us doing them hard Sunday night parties, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Parties was good, bro. Speed.
So a part of that, that's all part of being a great DJ. You know,
We're gonna see.
DJs
We're
think
gonna
it's
see if Self bring back the barbecue thing he doing. You know, we see.
yeah. You
Boy,
know,
it's called Block Party.
the block party, the DJ Self
yeah,
block party, like
Block Party.
It was actually good. You know,
The block party
It was
is
actually
cool.
good. We'll see if he do it again this
It's
year.
a block party.
You know,
But
that's
that's
the only thing that's a problem. He don't follow up. Like he just stops.
yeah, but you know, at least there's something out there. At least he attempted it. Let's say if he don't even want to do it this year, at
No, he
least
doing it. He got the
at least he attempted it.
He had a
And
choice.
because don't get it fucked up, I was having a lot of conversations with him during that time, and he was stressed. He was stressed.
Yo, I could tell.
He was stressed,
I could tell.
and I'm just like, yo, bro,
You
this
had to
is-
take over the whole DJ set after a
Yo,
while.
like,
You-
beyond-
how long did you
beyond
play?
all of that,
How long
beyond-
did you play? Like,
my nigga,
like
my nigga.
Did the whole thing basically.
he DJ'd and he did the show.
Yo,
Yo, but I don't think nobody could have had that chemistry you had.
So that's why
with
you
50
showed up to
Cent.
my birthday party?
nah, I had another party at your birthday party. MLK, that was
Martin Luther King weekend.
Yeah.
You did it in Jersey. Jersey's over early.
Jersey was over at 2:30, 2:45, bro. I told you that.
My party's over at 4. You could have made
My
it.
nigga, I'm not coming to your party. The whole New York City trying to get in the front door.
Yeah.
You already know what
they
it
shut
is.
that door down early, bro.
Yeah, but you
We
could have
all
got in
text. We
there.
was like, yo, they was like, don't even bother.
What
I was
the
like,
fuck?
what?
Nah, hell no. If I wasn't getting in there,
Nah, the real DJ sub good parties was in the week, like on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those were the real good parties, bro. These is alright right now. These is okay. But the DJ sub birthday parties on a Monday, Tuesday, those were the great days. Man, listen.
so who would y'all say, being that we all in the clubs, you know, in New York City a lot, who is like the hot street DJ that's like not on the radio. That let's say if you had the power to be at Power 105 and you would want to
pick somebody,
pick one person, who would that person be?
See, you know why
numbers, bro.
You know why it's hard
Come on,
because
man, you stop dancing, man.
I'm not gonna dance,
you
but listen what I'm
dancing,
saying
bro.
to you, right?
Stop, because so many DJs gonna be mad at you because you picking one person.
Nah, he can edit. He good. He can edit.
I have DJs that's under me, and you know, I think that they're all great.
This nigga, generic Gary ass nigga right here, man.
Yeah.
I ain't beefing with him.
You know who I do like that stand out, and I haven't seen him in recent times, but a while ago was True Blends.
Love True Blends. I mean, can I tell you a DJ True Blends story?
I like True Blends.
You know True Blends?
Of course.
And he knows the story. I always messing with him with it. One time, me and True Blends was playing at Latin Quarter on Lexington Avenue. I'll never forget this. And Compton was the promoter. Mm-hmm. Compton is a pretty well-known promoter in New York. And I'm on prime time. I'm killing the room, killing it. And if you remember, Latin Quarter had that sunken dance floor. You was on stage and people had to go 3-4 steps down. I'm killing it. This the scene. Walla, walla, killing it. So I get off the set. True Blends get on. Before he can even crack the mic, girls come running to the front of the stage. Now, True Blends is mad tall.
Tall guy,
You know, nice looking guy. You know, and this is back like, what year was this? This has had to be
like 17.
This is probably 2010.
2010?
Yeah, this is 2010. Because this is before I got jammed up. 2010. And it was either 2009 2010. They going crazy. Y'all know my boy Hollywood that's always with me. I whispered to him, yo, let's get the fuck out of here, man. This nigga. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. Don't say goodbye to nobody. Let's get the fuck out of here. And the crazy thing is, like, it wasn't like he played anything or did anything. It was the swag. Young kid, tall, nice looking kid, dressed, everything was fit. So I walked out of there and I told my boy Hollywood, I was like, yo, I gotta change my whole wardrobe up. It's a wrap. I gotta change. I gotta get rid of this gut. He was like, yo, he ain't do nothing. I'm like, yo, these young niggas is coming after me. These young niggas is coming after me.
Nah, you definitely gotta change it up, bro.
But beyond that, he's a great DJ. But he was one of the main, he was the first person that I saw into that 2010 era to make me be like, I gotta change my whole look, how you know what I mean? Like, I gotta change up.
What advice would you give to any young DJs that's coming up and closing?
Learn it. Learn the game. Don't just watch it. Learn it. The problem is everybody watches.
Well, somebody say learn the game. What you mean, Norie? Learn the game.
Learn the game. Learn the music.
Okay.
Google. Don't be scared. Google. Go on YouTube. There's a lot of history on it. Music, songs, eras. You know what I'm saying? And you know, sometimes don't be scared to shadow somebody who you think is a great DJ. You don't got to sit down and ask him, yo, let me get that song. No, shadow him and just listen and take your notes. That's the problem. Everybody's scared to take notes. Every day you learn something, bro. Every day. Every time you
take
go
notes,
out.
sometimes you might steal, right?
Nah, just take notes on the song. That's all. Song. Matt, like he played a song, I ain't never heard that shit a day in my goddamn
Well, that's
life.
a promo. That's why he stole it from Angie. He probably didn't steal it from Angie. He probably stole it from the cart.
From the cart?
Yeah, he probably stole it from the cart, and then he recorded it.
He stole it from the cart, bro?
Yeah, he did. C seemed like the type that after his shift, he go in the back, like maybe back then, I don't know if he was around when they had carts and stuff, and he'd go through the log and record all the stuff and keep it. You seem like that type of DJ.
So,
See?
I was at Hot 97 for 21 years. 21. So in the programming office, and I don't know if they still got it now, but in the programming office, they had shelves and shelves and shelves of CDs. So when I first brought the laptop back in like 2008, that's how I built my library up. Every day when I got off at noon, 1 o'clock, alphabet A, load up. Clean, dirties. That's how I loaded up. Then after I went through that, right before I left, Let me go in these computers and see what I can find. Flex Bomb, Funkmaster Flex Nights. Raping you records. I was raping everything.
I told you. I you had to know that. I can tell.
Like
He's Brooklyn. He's from LG.
So now all them joints
Lafayette.
I took everything, bro. Jackie Rob, I'm taking everything, bro. I'm taking everything. I'm out, but I'm taking everything.
So, in your experience, what would you tell, I guess, an upcoming DJ? I'm pretty sure people ask you that.
Not really.
Okay.
Cause that's when the mean seed come out. Don't ask me no questions. Leave me the fuck alone. Nah, I'm only playing.
No, you're not. That's
Nah, just be original, man. Y'all DJs out there, be original. I agree with what Norie say. Know what you playing. Don't play something just because it's the hottest record. Know what you playing. Know about how to transition, go into the right record into the next right record. Know about what transitions is. You don't have to go from the Benjamins into Ice Spice. DJs would know what I'm talking about when I'm saying that. Make sure your transitions is good. Like, you don't have to go from a 90s record to Fabio Foreign. Like, make everything make sense when you playing music. Just because you got Serato 3.0 don't mean you got to remix every fucking record. Now that we got Serato stems, you want to remix everything? Like, you want to remix everything.
Keith Murray. Not just playing. Not just playing.
Keith Murray? Keith. Give it to them, Keith. My nigga,
I do hate that.
Y'all want to remix everything because we got Serato stems? Like, just understand that the party goers want to hear the original record the way that it was originally recorded. Certain records, just let it play the way it was originally recorded.
Let it rock.
But most importantly, man, just be original, be yourself. It's good to be influenced by other DJs, but don't sound like them. Like, I may hear self-play a record that I may not think about playing. But I'm not going to play it the way self-play it.
Yeah, you just want the record. That's it.
I just want the record that he played, but I'm going to do it in my way. So, or if Norie play a ill reggae joint that I never knew about, I'll play it, but I'm not going to play it. And I'm not going to talk the argument. When I say talk, I'm not going to introduce the record and be bringing it in the way Norie bringing it in. Like, just be original. Like, just think outside the box. And you will stand alone in this DJ game.
And pay attention not to play the same record. The DJ.
And when you're opening up for the primetime DJ, you don't have to play the big hit records before the primetime DJ get on, man. You DJs gotta stop doing that, man. Stop opening up for self, and you want to impress self because you want to be on the radio, and you think by impressing self, you playing every hot record that's out.
That's making me mad.
That's making you not there. Nobody, we ain't gonna want to fuck with you, man. Know how to set the room up. Now, for the public, setting the room up, you build the room up, you play certain records, just get people going until the headliner come on. There's nothing wrong with being Pippin, man. You could be Pippin and pass the ball, man. You ain't gotta, you know what I mean? Because 9 times out of 10, when you...
Well, nowadays, Klay Thompson, you have to be younger. Nobody know Pippin no more. It's Klay Thompson.
Whatever.
It's okay, though.
Nigga, you know what I mean?
Klay Thompson.
Okay, you could be Kyrie, man. You ain't gotta be KD, man. You could be Kyrie, bro.
There we go.
You know what I mean? Like, pass the ball, man. Like, know your role in that moment where you at when you playing with the headliner. That's why he's the headliner, bro. Like, a lot of DJs want to try to prove a point, man. Like, it's not about you. It's not even about the headline. It's about the party goers.
Party.
It's about the people that's at the party. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we not. And 9 times out of 10, you getting on before the headliner DJ, and you playing a record that's like the prime record, and we gonna come on behind you, and we're not even gonna touch them records, cause that don't even affect us. That's how great the headliner. A lot of headline DJs are. We don't need that record as our crutch. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. It's just you DJs that's on the come up, man. Know your role and be respectful to the headline DJs, and be original and build your brand up. Build your brand. Understand that you are a brand. You're not just a DJ. You're a brand. And if you do that, you'll be around for a long time, man. I'm 56 years old, man, and I'm just knocking on wood.
With an AARP card.
Yeah, with my AARP card. I'm just thankful I'm still around, man.
Baby.
A lot of cats from my era is not around no more. They not around.
Yeah.
And being a legend don't pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? So you got to just keep on working. So. Leave it like that.
Thank you, man. You think anything I forgot?
You ain't give me your top 5 DJs.
I did. I said Mataran.
You stopped at 2.
You stopped at 2. You stopped at Capri and Mataran.
Yeah. You tried to swingle your way.
All right, listen.
I like you.
Top five DJs. Top 5 New York radio DJs of all time. Of all time. Top 5 New York radio DJs of all time. Go.
I'm using Camilo.
Number
Clue.
1. Camilo's number 1 all time? All time?
I can't go in order because everybody I like different.
Okay.
All right, if I did say number 1, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna use him as number 1 because the feeling I had going to the radio and the things that I had to do to listen to this person. It would be Stretch Armstrong.
Good.
Why? And I'm saying this because I remember, having to try to stay up at night to listen from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m., trying to listen to him and record tapes and all that. And I had to go to school, so that part I do remember. So I would put that, prematurely thinking is number 1.
Okay.
Then I would say Flex.
Okay.
I would say Clue.
Okay. That's 3. 2 more. You want to put yourself in there? You can put yourself in there.
I definitely will put myself. I put myself before a lot of them. Whatever.
So you put yourself in your 5?
Yeah, because I don't even know if I can name 5 outside of me. And then I would say you. I like the Finish Up Strong. That was a very great idea, and I thought that was genius. And I do remember the same thing, like having to wait till like 3:30 a.m. for it's like
the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, like I'm tired, man. You know what I'm saying? At the time I was super young, and I'm like, I'm tired, but you still had to wait up to listen to whatever. What was the last 30 minutes? I may be forgetting a couple people. But that's what come to mind.
So yeah, and early in this interview, I mentioned Marley Marl. That when I started doing the Finish Up Strong segment, and anybody that used to listen to me on Hot 97, whether it was me doing Late Night with Mr. C or Friday Night Live, the last 30 minutes of my show, I would always play like the hottest, what I thought was the hottest records in the city, or like whatever I felt was the most hype records. But I kind of took that from Marley Marl and Mr. Magic back from when they was doing the Rap Attack, because they used to do that, but they didn't realize what they was doing. They used to end their show with the biggest records, but they didn't call it a segment. They just used to end when I used to listen to the Rap Attack back in the 80s with Magic and Marley, they used to end their shows the last 30 minutes with the hottest records. So when I started doing the Finish Up Strong.
So you kind of bit
I bit it, but they never called it what a segment is. But I told you, I came up under Marley from radio.
So if you come up under somebody's Cool to Steal.
But they didn't call it a segment. They didn't call it a segment. They never named it anything. It's just that.
So you just stole it, but you put a name to it.
I put a name to it.
But after you stole it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We good.
But my top 5 New York radio DJs
we
of
didn't
all
ask.
time. Huh?
We didn't ask you.
Oh, you didn't ask me. Okay. Right.
What's your top 5? What's your top 5 radio?
All right,
DJ?
Keith Murray's top 5 is Keith Murray top 5.
Wow.
What's your top 5?
Funk Flex number 1. You cannot deny what he's done.
More than Stretch Armstrong?
Funk Flex number 1.
I'm just asking. That's what I'm just asking. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just asking.
See, I look at Stretch Armstrong from underground radio. When you talk about Stretch Armstrong.
We said radio. That's why.
Well, all time, and I'm talking commercial radio, New York commercial radio.
I don't think he was the greatest when he was on Hot. No, I think he was his great period was
on underground.
Yeah,
So, my top 5 New York radio DJs: Funk Flex number 1, Marley Marl number 2, Red Alert number 3, Chuck Chill Out number 4, and me number 5.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, I think
it's a different era. It's a different era.
Yeah.
I mean, what Red Alert Marley Marl, and Chuck Chill Out, there would be none of us as far as radio without Red Alert.
No,
Chuck
I
Chill
agree
Out,
with that. I remember listening to old Red. The only thing I didn't like, it was a lot of like like they was playing the beat for mad long. Like it was like instrumentals. Used to play the instrumental or the dub version and be like, you know, I never understood that part, but I guess because it was records back then.
But for you, like, being known predominantly as a reggae DJ, is it?
He's not
like,
a DJ.
Like
David Levy don't DJ? I thought he was a DJ.
Nah. So he's an air personality.
So who's the guy that be playing the reggae music? He still plays to this day.
You got different DJs, probably.
So David Levy, the one that's rocking you.
Yeah, he's air personality.
Oh, he doesn't actually
he's a
DJ.
Jock. He's a jock.
Oh, I always thought he was a DJ.
But you cut me off though. But as far as Caribbean New York radio, like, did David have an impact on you, David Levy, or Gil Bailey? Like, did Gil Bailey have an impact on you at all? Or is Gil Bailey taking it too far back for you?
No, I've heard of Gil Bailey, been around them, but I wasn't into that radio like that.
Right.
I would say more like DJ Roy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like them.
Right.
Of course, knowing David Levy, but he wasn't a DJ, so it didn't really affect me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, he had a good party or whatever, but he was a DJ.
So let me ask you this: when Self brung you in and brung you into Power 105, was there a benchmark, like, being that you had never did radio before? And I'm talking about commercial radio. You know, you did underground radio,
of course,
whatever.
Yeah.
You know, But
my radio,
like, was there anybody that you looked at?
Yeah, my radio live.
Was there anybody that you looked at to be like, you know, not that you want to sound like them, but was there anybody that you took notes from as far as how you was gonna approach when you doing radio when he got you in or whatever?
Well, remember, for us, the only Caribbean radio we had was Master B
With Bobby and John.
for years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they played all the tunes that we played in the streets and all that.
Right.
So they played just like how we played in the club. So it was just clean.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, you know, you got people like Self in your ear all day. Yo, this is like this, all right? This is like this. So it's like you're already being pre-coached as you walk in the building. So when you walk in the building, you kind of ready. You're just ready to get on, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Well, I also want to say for the record.
Can I ask him one more question?
I just want to say one thing for the record.
Okay.
I brought Norie in the building, but Norie got himself on the radio. I will say that. So I don't know if I don't think I ever said I got Norie on the radio. I think Norie got himself on the radio. I said, come to the radio. This my guy. Norie, do this, and he did it.
Right.
So I will say that. Nah, but I give you the credit for it regardless. It didn't matter to me.
Okay, so, I will say that.
And that's another thing with a lot of DJs too. It's like when you coming up under a wing of a big name DJ and you want to get yourself out there. So whether you're down with a DJ crew or you coming up under another DJ's wing, and the DJ is telling you, yo, bro, you may have to work the board to get your weight up, or you may have to, you know, give me some McDonald's or whatever the case is to get your weight up. Don't be too proud to do that, because if that's the way you got to get in, that's the way you got to get in. I mean, everything, I know, like, we see a lot of things on TV, on the internet, and it look like everything is high school to the league, but, you know, sometimes it's still that process that you got to take, you know, to get to where you want to get. That's why you got people like, you know, like a Juanito on Hot 97 who came up on the Cypher Sounds and he, you know, and Gabe at Power 105, that, you know, these cats, you know, was interns, or you worked in interactive departments or different departments that got their weight up, and now they on air and having success. So don't, you know, it's nothing wrong with starting from the ground up to get to where you need to get to.
I didn't tell no he had to get my coffee or nothing like that. That wasn't what I told him to do, just in case for the record. But you had to ask him something.
I want to ask you this. How do you feel that, and I'm only speaking about New York radio, that it just feels like for so many years, Caribbean music can only be played on Sunday? For all these many years,
I think
it's
it's the
just like,
stupidest thing I ever seen in my life, but you just fall in place because everyone follows that format.
right, everybody follows that
This
format.
is a followed format.
And it's like, okay, Labor Day come, okay, you get another extra hour or something, then you're back to
Then you back
Right.
to listen to self-play dub plates after 12 o'clock. or on the weekends. That's it.
I do try to play reggae music.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
Norie don't give me any new reggae.
Another question. How do you feel about American/Yankee DJs
Playing reggae music.
that come to you for Caribbean music or whatever the case is, and you help them with the music, but they don't help push the culture forward. They have a platform to help push the culture forward, but they don't really do it. It's like they're getting the music from you and they just want to play it in the club and look big, but they don't understand how they can actually make a difference by pushing the culture forward and making the music even bigger. How does that make you feel like?
To be honest with you, this is the first time I really actually thought of that as you tell me, because I give people music all the time, you know, and
except for me.
But it's just, I never really thought of that. Now that you said it, I never really paid attention to it.
And I'm talking really like the.
No, we don't give DJs music. That's probably what it is. That's why he didn't think about it. So I'll ask Norie, let me get to all the new reggae. He give me like 2 or 3 records. You ain't gonna need the rest of them. Don't worry about it. You good. Hurry up.
But he's right about that though.
Don't
Yeah,
lie.
but I want a Bible.
Yeah, but
I want my own Bible.
But bro, deal with those 2, 3, break those 2 or 3 in the Yankee world.
Yeah, you see how you trying to piece me off, God.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Don't piece me off, God. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because you
deal with those 2, 3.
This is what happens. He's giving you the 2, 3 biggest joints that if you play these joints, then it's gonna cross over. He's giving you the next joint that need to go over the hump. And with you having the platform that you have, he's giving you the Pippen to Jordan to break it over. If he gives you 10, 20, you're going to pick the wrong other one that don't need to be ready yet. He's giving you the one that's ready.
Listen, Nate.
Am I lying or not?
Wow.
This is called the Brooklyn. You
It's not
understand?
the Brooklyn, son.
This is the Brooklyn, kid. So anybody
broke
from
it
Brooklyn,
down.
you can see what these 2 guys just did. If you didn't pay attention, that is what's called the Brooklyn.
The Brooklyn?
Yes. That's the spinoff.
Look at Afrobeats now. I've been playing Afrobeats on the radio for like
Yes,
almost
you
5
have.
to 6 years. From the beginning.
Yes.
And now look at it now. They pay attention, but it's just they figure out what they like.
They do play last
You know what I'm saying?
everywhere, though.
They figure out what they like.
But don't worry about being too deep with it. Just let him give you the forwards, what we call the forward. You just need forwards.
But I always give him the forward.
I know you do.
He act
But but you can't get the whole library yet because you're gonna go too deep.
He don't
Because you
need
want
it.
to try to prove a point. I got this. Nobody cared that you got tuned. Just play forward. That's
Now
it.
him, he got mad dubs now. His thing is dub play style. He's all into dub.
Yo, you want me to tell you a dub play story about this dude?
Yo,
You want me to
son.
tell you a dub play story? He want to call me Keith Murray? I got a story. I got a story.
You gotta keep working on you, bro.
He's lucky I love him, boy. He's lucky I love him.
Hey, Murray, we good though.
Yo, y'all gotta get out my house.
And I want a shirt and I leave up out of here. I want a
that's
5H. Proud of
Y'all gotta get up out my house, man.
We go. With my shirt.
You got a shirt over there too.
you. Yeah, I
Get
need
out
my
house.
shirt, man.
Nah, I'm saying right
Get out
here.
my house, man.
saying right here,
Yo,
bro.
this dude called us the day of to come over here.
Yeah, come to
do
my
this.
crib. Come chill.
Can we get
bro.
a consolation prize?
Yeah, you could.
Little 5H shirt or
Yeah,
something?
you get a Branson. You get a Branson. You get a Branson and you get a Branson.